they're pretty nice. They're courteous, you know. Nobody's getting too sloppy. It's a one night charter though, so we're probably going to be done with them halfway through next episode.
Yeah, back-to-back one night charters.
Yeah, so they're kind of getting spoiled here. It leads to a lot of nights out, which Sean, I do have an issue. They have not been in the hot tub once.
But there is a hot tub.
There's a hot
we saw one, but
sailing yachts in the hot tub every freaking night off.
sailing yacht revolves around a hot tub.
Exactly.
And I don't know. Did Sandy just say it's off limits?
I mean, that would be
why does she have that?
That would be an absolute killer.
Why would she have that power? Like, Bravo should step in and be like, no, this hot tub is for everyone again. It's available on nights out. Yeah, exactly. No, well, I'm kind of looking forward to the rest of this party, though. I know we brought up like, was this in position for the crew, but I mean, the interior crew seems very into it, which only time they bond the entire episode.
Yeah, that's true.
When they get dressed up.
Yeah, Dave wasn't all about it. I just feel like as the chef, you can just not join in on theme parties and you're fine. Yeah. But let's go into interior issues, as you brought up, Sean. I will say this off the bat. Before, I had Kyle like ranked pretty high as like people I like, I think. I don't think I could have him lower at this point. I think I pretty much dropped him all the way to the basement as far as like liking the person on the show, because right now I feel like he cares more about being like the most witty than he does actually about being like a team player. So like he has an answer for everything as to why he's not doing anything wrong, but everybody else is doing things wrong.
Guys get it. All time big ego.
Yeah.
You accepted the second stew job, so you can't be above doing anything else but service.
Right.
And you're right. He just wants to like, I'm gonna hang out with Natasha. I'm gonna like hang out like around the guests. I'm gonna get all the good lines. So like, yeah, like he's kind of playing up for the cameras too. You're right.
And I just think it's crazy because like when the guests went on that like rock picnic, hike, whatever, Natalia was literally out there that whole time. I don't know what they were doing while they were on the boat and no guests were there, because they came back and literally the cabins weren't turned. And then Kyle has, and I'll say this, the audacity to tell the charter guests, hey, sorry, your room wasn't turned. Head of housekeeping's on the beach. Dude, what you really meant to say was the only one who does freaking work on this interior was at the beach at the time, because he's not doing anything. I feel like Natasha's doing things to make service pretty good, but Kyle, I honestly think he's doing like the same thing as Natasha, because they can't be apart because they need to like gossip and bitch about Natalia.
He really adds nothing as far as like as far as workload. You're right. Just drama. I like how it doesn't refer to her like by her name, which maybe would be more disrespectful. Like, oh, Natalia really dropped the ball here, so yeah, because she was working somewhere else, she couldn't do this for you. I will say though, is head of housekeeping actually better than like being one of 2 second stews?
She's not head of housekeeping. He literally made that up so he can put the blame squarely on her.
She seems more offended by the title. I'm saying you got 2 second stews, you got 0, and I don't know, you're head of a department at least.
I think he made it up to spite her, which then they get into the squabble, and he goes, well, you don't know the whole story. I mean, I'm sorry, Kyle. Natalia heard the entire story. She heard the conversation that you had with the charter guests. And I will say this, the funniest thing was when Kyle told Natalia to grow up, and then you just see him walk away, and he's got like a woman's top on and eyeshadow and everything. It was just like, it was so funny to watch. Like, you're 24, you need to grow up. And then he like storms away in like
She's
the
24.
yeah, like the outfit that they were wearing that night.
Wait, she's got to be older than that.
No, he said she's 24.
That sounds. Was he? I think he got her age wrong. There's no way she looks great for any age, but there's no way she's just 24.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All
She
right.
does say she hates working out.
Let me
And
hold on.
like that's a real 24. She hates working out, yet she's thin. So I feel like that's a real 24 move.
That's very true. Hold on, with Natalia below deck age. Sorry, everyone, but I gotta.
We got to dig in on this.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I'm old.
Yeah. So
I'm 13 years older. Oh, wait. I'm 12 years older than her.
yeah.
Okay. Man. No, I wasn't like she's a great looking girl. I just does
You
she
didn't
need
think
to
she was
wait,
24, yeah.
but also Kyle, does she need to grow up? 24 is pretty young.
I thought that same thing. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to grow up.
I was like thinking she was like 30. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I'm kind of done with I'm done with like Kyle Sass for the fact that he just wants to like have a comeback at everything. When it's like, dude, you're not doing your damn job. Like Natalia is running this shit. And it is unbelievable how like he gets so offended and defensive when anybody like questions him. It's like, dude, what like list me what you did for like the 3 hours that the guests weren't on board. Please.
This is a little foreshadowing earlier in the season. We were the first to notice it, I think. Like 3 chief stews. It's not a good recipe.
No, it's great in the beginning.
Too many egos.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Also, what did you think about earlier in the episode? Natasha and Natalia get into it about basically Natalia was just calling Natasha out for her delegating and how she doesn't do it.
So I tweeted this out and then I retweeted my own tweet tonight, which I didn't think was allowed, but I did it. It's probably not the best look, but I basically said that, listen, Natasha is feeling attacked by someone below her, like bringing up things that aren't being done well. And then Natasha also said, she basically thought Natalia was coming for her job, which I think is just so toxic. It's like, no, there's things called constructive criticism that exists in the world. Natalia, to me, seems like someone who wants to get things done right, and get things done efficiently. And so she's bringing these up, and everyone's just getting super offended by it. So I don't know if it's just the tone, but I could not be in Natalia's camp any more than I am right now. And I'm also out on Natasha and Kyle, both like from like their job perspective, but I also think they're being pretty shitty in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah. Look, if you're interior, the worst job has to be putting away provisions.
Yeah.
Right. It's literally just like manual labor.
Yep.
You're walking up and down stairs. There's never enough room for stuff. Like I have to do similar stuff to that sometimes with my job, like loading and unloading trucks. It's the worst part. So Kyle staying at the table while that's happening. Like, yeah, he picked the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
I know, man.
All right. Well, let's get into. I know. All right, let's get into who won and who lost the episode. Who'd you have winning?
I ain't Natalia, man, because she's just a force of nature this episode.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't bring this up. She kind of rightfully called out Storm, and then who broke up with who? I feel like Storm brought it up, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't see a future."
Yeah, I mean, Storm kind of, and I don't know if this is a pun. He stormed off.
Yeah, and she was like, "I'm good."
Yeah, I feel like Natalia was like, "Yeah, that's fine. All right." Which like makes sense. Natalia said her longest relationship was like 3 weeks. So
which isn't as crazy now that she's only 24.
Yeah, makes sense.
But but yeah, just she was a force of nature. Like, called out Storm, broke up with him, called out Natasha for being a really bad delegator and not kind of cracking the whip with Kyle, and
Yeah.
then calls out Kyle for just never helping with anything and not doing the VIP cabin and like just being unprofessional in general. And also she peed in the ocean and got away with
Yeah, I saw that. Good
it.
on her. Uh, I was also gonna pick Natalia, so I'll go a different route and I'll pick Reed.
Yeah.
So I usually have a rule, Sean. If you leave the show, you lose the week.
Mhm.
If you come on the show, you win the week. So I think nobody knew who Reed was 3 hours ago, and now 900,000 people know who Reed is. So
I would say more than that because a lot of people watch it on Peacock or not
uh
live.
oh yeah.
The ratings are off because it's streams a week early. Everyone's watching
Yeah.
on a different schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, he got in the show. Here
Yeah,
he
right.
is.
He's
That's
there.
that's true. Not a bad pick. All right, who's you have losing the episode?
So based on my previous statement, you think I would pick Jason. However, Kyle's episode was so shitty, I had to pick him. So I think Kyle just like he he's looking real bad. Like, and I just don't mean from like this episode or everything, but like honestly, I went from like being like, oh, I could party with this guy to being like, I think I could just pass on ever meeting this guy, which I probably will never, but like at least I want at some point I thought I wanted to, but I'm just completely I couldn't be further out on Kyle at this point.
Yeah, no, I think we kind of figured out this watching tonight. Like he really contributes like basically nothing as far as workload,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and also to be like so dramatic and like strong, like trying to defend yourself so much. Like when he said, you don't know the whole story." Like that's just something he says because he gets in these fights all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
and it works most of the time. But
He's got go too.
Natalia
Yeah.
does it the whole story because she watched the entire thing happen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's also Jason was effectively fired or quit last episode too. We just watched him walked off, but
Yeah.
like, so that's I think
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
why I didn't lose. I picked Storm, and like he has a fun job, but I don't know, just beginning of the episode with the dinner, kind of gets embarrassed by Natalia. I think Z loses like a little bit of respect for him. I'm sure it's just temporary, but like I don't know. No one seems to care that he left, and they still go out and have a good time. And also, Natalia breaks up with them later that or the next day. So there's
What
some
about the
L's.
pictures at the front of the boat? What about the pictures on the boat?
No, I'm saying mixed bag. I want to
Yeah.
pick Kyle too.
Yeah.
There's a few L's in there.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I
I
think
didn't even know if they were like done, but I feel like they'll talk about it in the next episode. But
yeah,
Natalia did say like she sees Storm as like a good friend that she could love, but that's about it.
yeah, not husband material. John, I had I guess like kind of a question of the week. Kind of like ego check. If you're Z, you're in Z's position right now, right? Are you bummed about being passed for Ridley Deckhand? Does it bother you for?
100%. Yeah.
But like Z, because Z has zero ego, he gets over it very quickly. What like we so on season 2 of Below Deck Med, Bobby's like pissed off the rest of the season when the same thing happens to him.
Yeah.
Are you what like? Do you quit over it, or are you?
I don't quit over it because that's like I just think that's like a friendship killer kind of, like
Yeah,
which he has with Storm. I think like it's probably worth mentioning. He's like, dude, yeah, like definitely was hurt by not bringing up Storm, but like I know you did it for a reason. And like, yeah, I think Z actually is taking it pretty well. He's like, I'm super bummed, but like I'm not gonna let it affect my work. And that's really where you gotta be.
yeah. I thought about it too. I think look, it's lead deckhand. There's not an extra stripe, so that probably means there's no pay raise. So like
Yeah.
that, if you're not messing with my money, I don't really care that much, but um, the fact that it's like his friend doing it, I
It's a
don't.
tough look, right?
Yeah, I would almost ask like, "Hey, why didn't you pick me?"
Yeah,
Which
it's
maybe he
worth it.
should, because like sometimes you have to be like more of a vocal leader, and Z probably isn't that. I don't know that Courtney is either. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out the rest of the season. I don't know. I mean, it was a tough spot for Storm to be in. He didn't have to be in it. You don't have to name a lead deckhand, but whatever, it is what it is. So
I'm just like picturing other people that have been on the show and the same thing happening to them. Their reaction would be totally different. It'd be way worse.
yeah, probably. But they also don't have a good friendship with Storm. So all right, Sean. Good episode. I can't believe we're already on episode 14. So I don't know how many there are going to be this season, but that's the wrap for me.
Yeah, everyone, thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week. I'm glad we figured out how old Natalia was. 24. Okay. And everyone, thank you for listening again. Bon voyage.